Use promo code MKSummer to get free shipping on all our orders on our Teespring store. Once again, that's code MKSummer until the end of August to get free shipping on all your orders.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Confession time. I've only seen 2 Christopher Nolan films in theaters.
That shit is crazy. I really don't like that guy.
Now, yes, hold your gas to the end of the reviews, but don't feel bad for me. It's my own fault. I saw Tenet back in 2020, which was interesting, and Oppenheimer. But in short, I've regretted not seeing a lot of his films in theaters. I really wish I saw Dunkirk in theaters. I really wish I saw Interstellar in theaters, Inception, Dark Knight, so on and so on. But I decided, screw it. I need to see Oppenheimer in IMAX. I knew I had to do it. And after 3 hours of sitting in the theater, I can finally give my review of it. Oppenheimer is a great film. It's both a historical movie and a great character study on the subject of Robert Oppenheimer. Before I sing my praises of the film, I will say there are some negatives of this film. This is not like the perfect movie or anything. There is no such thing as the perfect movie. There are, but every perfect movie has its flaws. The pace and the runtime can be a bit tiresome at points. I know a lot of folks will not like Oppenheimer because if you don't like dialogue-driven type films like Nolan's films are known for, and a lot of inconsistent pacing with a very bloated runtime of 3 hours, then you may not like this movie. And I will say at times it did feel like they could have had points where they could have ended the film, but to be honest, it uses its runtime fairly to its millisecond for each minute. I feel like there wasn't a time wasted. There could have been a little bit fat trimming, but to be honest, that's to be expected. So I feel like a lot of folks, you're not really going to like this if you don't like long run times nor just a lot of dialogue in the film. But to be honest, besides those negatives, there are just so many positives that can outweigh those and make it a much enjoyable film to watch. Firstly, the cast did a fantastic job. Everyone was on their A game with this film. But I guess working with Christopher Nolan actually has you be on your A game. I mean, come on. Cillian Murphy absolutely nails it as Robert Oppenheimer. His performance has so much nuance to it. It makes the character have layers to him. Like, you don't see him as just the father of the atomic bomb. You actually see him as a very flawed type character, and has his faults, and he is sometimes aware of it and sometimes isn't. And I feel like that makes it a main character that we're looking at. It's not through rose-tinted glasses. This is through historical type views of how he was as a man. I really feel like that's a good way to portray that. It doesn't make him like this hero or villain. It just makes him him. And I think I like that nuanced performance. Cillian Murphy just killed it. And same goes to Robert Downey Jr. as Louis Strauss. He's also another character who has many layers to him. He's a very nuanced performance. There's no black and white with him. It's always just gray area. As with a lot of characters in the film, there's always a gray area. There's no good guys and no bad guys. And the cast did a great job of conveying that, especially RDJ and Cillian Murphy. And I'll say when award season comes around, I think both of them need to be in award consideration for acting roles because they killed it on this one. This could give Cillian Murphy a nomination for Best Actor. Like, I really believe so because he turned in a great performance with him. Secondly, the visuals. The visuals in the film were stunning. I'd say you need to see Oppenheimer in IMAX. This is such a good call for me to see it in IMAX, in my opinion. To see it in IMAX, you have to get the full experience of the film because if you see it on a tiny dinky screen on like one of the other theaters at the end, it won't capture the full essence of what the film and the cinematography is doing for this. And with the visuals being so stunning, the cinematography was also outstanding. Hoyt van Hoytma, I hope I got that right, does another stellar job with the cinematography. He's an often collaborator of Nolan. He did Interstellar, Dunkirk, and Tenet. Especially with the test scene for the bomb. The camera work and shots able to get with that were just so mesmerizing. There's so much good cinematography in this film. And I really feel like a lot of it can be used as like poster material, wallpaper material. It's just that good. And lastly, the score is phenomenal. Ludwig Göransson, God, I probably butchered that, does a great job of composing a score that conveys emotions of fear, triumph, sadness, despair, horror, and more without even uttering a single lyric. Once again, when award season comes around, the score for Oppenheimer should be in discussion. And if you want a good example of what I mean by conveying emotions without uttering a lyric, go on Spotify and look up Fission on the official soundtrack for this movie. You'll understand what I'm talking about, because that score is now in my Spotify playlist. So that's how powerful that score is. Oppenheimer was released on July 21st, 2023 on a budget of $100 million. As of this writing, aka review, the film has grossed $180.4 million at the box office. Overall, Oppenheimer is an experience that needs to be seen in theaters. If you're not a fan of Nolan or dialogue-driven films like I mentioned earlier, then you may not like it as much as others, but that's okay. I think Oppenheimer is a film that everyone should at least give a chance, because it'll leave you thinking about morality and everything like that, and it actually makes you want to go look up some history. So I'd say give Oppenheimer a watch. I'm going to give Oppenheimer a 9.5 out of 10, aka a 9.5 out of 10. So let me know down in the comments below, did you enjoy Oppenheimer? What's your favorite Christopher Nolan film? And until next time, I've been Mac from Mac Movie Reviews. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.
This is fun! Hello.